Interesting. All right.
We do have one more main topic for tonight that will hopefully put us in a better direction.
I'm
And
so
that
excited.
is the Jurassic World Prologue. So let's start talking about that. So this came out the other day. Finally. Let's talk about the lead up for a second here. I'm just going to move in for a second here. Let's go to a cool image. So this thing popped up on, I think, some cable providers and things like that, hey, the Jurassic World Prologue is going to be coming to NBC. I think it was Tuesday the 23rd. At like 8:56 p.m. through 9:03 or 9:02 or something like that. And it also included like a picture of the Lego. Here we are talking about the bad portions again. Did you see this? The image screenshot that they used was a level from Lego Jurassic World titled Prologue.
What?
So it was like it was the first level of the Lego Jurassic World game, and that's what the image was. And it said they put on some really, really terrible font choice that just said Jurassic World. I don't know if it said Dominion or not, but it said Prologue. And that was the cover art that was used on like cable providers, YouTube TV, and that's what said that was like the hype for this thing to come out was like some Lego content. And it was just like, what's happening here, Universal? What are we doing? Do you want to market this thing or no? Like, do you? I wish I had the image on hand, but it was so. I'll try to find it in the meantime so we can discuss it. But it was so funny to me, and nobody knew what was going on. Nobody had any idea. And then maybe the day of or the day before, it actually did change to a different image, one that actually made a little bit more sense, I think. And we still didn't really know what was going to happen outside of the fact that like somebody had tweeted like, hey, it's coming out between this time and this time, after The Voice. And I was ready. I was like going to do a live stream right at that time to do it while it's happening. We weren't really sure what exactly it was going to be. It seemed like it would be the same thing from the IMAX preview. And then, hey, they just released it online in the morning, way before that 8 p.m. time frame. So now that brings me to your thoughts. I want to know, what are your thoughts? Did you ever get a chance to see this preview in theaters?
No. So the best I ever saw.
Yeah, that's the thing. You never got a chance because
I never even got a chance.
In Canada, which had nothing, right?
Yeah, with nothing. I liked it. I was bummed that the 4K version of it came out like 2 days later.
Yeah.
I watched the HD version on a 4K monitor, and it was fuzzy. That doesn't mean that it was bad necessarily. Like, still, the imagery is amazing. I just wish that they could have somehow managed to be like, well, let's hold off until all the quality versions are there before we release this thing. This thing's beautiful. It's fantastic. I do have thoughts on it. Absolutely stunning. My biggest complaint about it, and it's kind of unavoidable. There is nothing to really show you the scale of these dinosaurs. It relies on previous knowledge of dinosaurs from other films compared to humans, which I find problematic in the moment of watching this. So, for instance, this very first dinosaur, I have no idea how big or small this sauropod is. What is this? Is this a Dreadnoughtosaurus? Is this a
Dreadnoughtus? Yeah.
Okay, but I don't know. Like, they needed to mix this in with, and even this I think is kind of a sin for scale. They needed to mix this in with something that I knew. So they needed to have this animal herded with some ankylosaurs or some there needed to be some Parasaurolophus around its feet, or there needed to be a Brachiosaurus amongst them or something, right? Something that I'm familiar with. And even that I don't think really fixes the issue.
I think you for me, I get it just because I'm like, okay, well, that's a massive sauropod. Like, that's all I need to know. I've sat next to the Ultrasaurus in the Ultrasaur Lagoon in Jurassic Park the ride. I know.
Is this a lot bigger? I don't
think matters all that much. I'm like, okay, it's big. It's a big one. It
All right,
looks.
but
Look, I mean, look, it's not even fitting on the screen. I'm like, that neck is very large. But I think for me, the scale is like this next sequence is when you see this pterosaur flying in.
yeah,
like,
so
okay,
this is problematic
how
too.
big is this? How big is this? You don't really necessarily realize that you're looking at
Trevorrow Pteranodons next to it.
Pteranodons. Yeah, and next to that, you're like, oh, what are those little baby things? But you're like, oh no, those are actual size pteranodons, and this is just the most massive thing you've ever seen. And I've gone to all the exhibits and stuff like that. I've stood next to statues of a cat.
This is Quetzalcoatlus.
Yeah, cats. Yeah, I know. I'm just looking to see if there's. No, this is not the 4K. So another problem. Why did Jurassic World account not just refresh this video with the 4K version? Instead, they uploaded a second video. So now you're splitting the views across 2 videos. I don't understand it, but they could have just exchanged it with the 4K. But yeah, so you can't really get the sense of scale between these 2 dinosaurs.
So
this would have been beneficial, but
it's not. In a private chat, and I think it was Jack Ewens was very quick to point out, like, look, those are pteranodons at the bottom. I don't disagree. Like, okay, yes, if you know anything about Jurassic Park, but here's the thing: in this moment, that's a lot of thinking. You have to go, okay, what's this blurry, out of focus thing in the foreground? Oh, it's a Trevorrow Pteranodon. Okay, what scene did I see that in? Okay, it's bigger than the boys in Jurassic. That's a lot of effort for a 3-second clip where you need to know this pterosaur is a beast.
Yeah.
So I think aside from pteranodons that kind of just get lost as like seagulls or something, I think it would have been smarter to put, again, ankylosaurs or Parasaurolophus in with this, just because I know instantaneously what those are, as opposed to like the Pteranodon, which has had 3 variations at this point. But man, what a beautiful animal, dude! Like,
it's so amazing. I really hope we get more sequences in like the present time period. But
with this animal, yeah,
it'll be a lot to add in. But I think this is such a beautiful thing that I want to see more of. And we've talked about that before, how we want to see like literally that CG sequence that they created back in the day. Like, I want to see that come to life in a real way. Like, that would be terrifying,
It'd be awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. I did send you, if you take a look to our channel, I did send you the image of what the logo, or the background image that they were using for the thumbnail.
That is not what they released.
Yeah, dude, that's what they released. Let me try to bring it up here for the.
That is not.
So I have a tweet here from Cretaceous Dave. He was kind enough to take a picture of it. Let me put it in the video here.
What are they doing?
So this is the image. Like, why is this? Why is this the prologue? Jurassic World Dominion.
Quick, Johnny, you got 5 minutes. Grab any. Go type in Jurassic World Prologue. Oh, it's gonna pop up the prologue from the Lego game, and then quick throw some text on there. Didn't bother to change the font. I chose yellow.
Chose yellow.
no drop shadow, no stroke on this thing. Just straight yellow Times New Roman.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is happening in this image? So this is why it was so confusing.
Why would you not show the image of that Quetzalcoatlus with its wings spread?
I love Cretaceous Dave's comment. Geez, guys, we went hard on them for Amber Society, and this is what they come back with.
I'm telling Universal hates Jurassic fans. I'm telling you, they do. There's got to be just this big disdain for us at the office.
So.
All right, like, oh my God, they thought the Amber Society was bad. They haven't seen nothing yet. We'll give them bad.
Yeah. So they did eventually update it. I'll see if I can find the actual. It is just what is happening there.
Oh, it's so bad. All right, well, okay.
You want to really market this thing and say, hey, this really cool thing is coming out
Dude,
in this old Lego picture.
You would have, oh my gosh, dude. I'm so confused about just the layering of that Ian Malcolm minifigure to that Amber minifigure, like without
It
any
looks like hair
context.
or a hat or something.
Yeah, I'm like, what is, if you just would have posted this? Wow, man, that's nuts. That is so bad.
I do have the other one here, also from our buddy Cretaceous Dave. So you're getting a few shouts here. Let's put this one in the chat here.
Oh gosh, that's so bad.
But so this one actually is the main image that we see, which is that Giganotosaurus mouth with the Morris intrepidus there eating out of the mouth, and the font choice is updated, something a little bit more current feeling. It says the Prologue, Jurassic World Dominion again, but still, still just the bare minimum,
But at least that looks somewhat professional.
It looks much more professional at this point, but still, yeah, the bare minimum that needed to be done on that first image.
All right.
So
let's talk about positives of this thing, because we've been so on them this entire time. Again, I love this image. I'm scrubbing through with you. So, all right, we get Ankylosaur. I think it's a little bit of a misuse of the Ankylosaur. Again, I think they could have put something new with it to just show us something else with it, scale wise.
I don't know. I don't care about the scale.
I'm really on it.
I don't. Who cares? Like,
it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful. Like, I can't fault anything. This shot is amazing. Like, when it spits out the water and stuff, it's just so good. The pteranodons here, I love their little perched, village.
Yep.
This oviraptor here, just beautiful. And we saw, I think Outpost shared a comparison. I don't know where the comparison video came from, but there was a video of a bird that they used to a bird that was like cracking open an egg, and it was literally, shot for shot this creature, which is pretty fantastic. And I don't know if there was like they played a sound or something that was like the T-Rex, but the bird even jumped and did the same jump back motion that this thing does, which is pretty awesome. So beautiful and so natural. And of course we got Nasutoceratops.
Oh my gosh, these Nasutoceratops moving in herds, like that's just so awesome.
Yeah,
jeez, it's just so gorgeous, man.
It's really fantastic. And this is all stuff that was in the preview that was in theaters. We had that little fight here between the two of them. What do you think about the Rex?
My vision of what the T-Rex was pre-Jurassic World, she's back. This is, I know there's this debate. I understand there can't be one true T-Rex because there was the CG version and then there was the animatronic version. This is just always what I thought it was. I think the eyes are back. The eyes have that like soulless animal look that I think has been missing a lot from Jurassic World. That's not to say they look evil, but animals don't really have, not too many have this empathetic, anthropomorphic feel to them. And the dinosaurs of Jurassic World kind of get in that vein where like, I don't really want to know what this animal is thinking, because that's what makes it scary, right? That's what makes it just feel like you can't trust it.
Sure.
And I think birds actually have that. Like I think birds are terrifying because you have no idea what they're thinking inside their head.
Who knows what a bird is thinking?
They're so psychopaths.
But yeah, in the future, after the 65 million years ago, we get one of my favorite looks at the Rex ever. You see the helicopter following them, and then there's this amazing shot, which is such an amazing parallel to like the raptor shot from Jurassic Park. If I can get a good picture of it here, I don't know where it is. But the Rex is just running through the forest, and you see this amazing shot of like just the top of its head and the eye and stuff like that, and it's so amazing. It's so cool.
It's so up close. It's like that shot from Jurassic Park in the beginning, where you're only framed in on the raptor's like eye through the
just the eye
bar,
portion. Yeah.
and that's scary, right? And it's heavy breathing. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I still have
And
problems with the fact that they've not caught this T-Rex yet. Like, I just don't believe this.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's not called. Even at the end of the preview, they're like, "Well, get her next time," or something like that. But I want to point out about this shot. I had tweeted out from the podcast account that I just said it's just an unbelievably good shot, and I tagged Colin. Somebody else had commented, "Can't tell if this is animatronic or CG," and then Colin tweeted to that person and said VFX, but with the animatronics glass eye. So that's really cool. That's a nice little detail there.
Wait, what? So is this getting into the hybridization of the? Remember we were talking about this was a thing.
This is apparently a glass eye with
comped into a VFX.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm like, for audio, I have just this big smile, man. Because there's been this. I mean, I have a thing for eyes of these animals.
Love eyes.
I think Winston Studios nailed it when they did this, and to see that tech might be coming back to give that eye that like just non-CG, like there's just something. I mean, I don't know, man. This is just gorgeous.
He hasn't. It's funny because like all he tweeted was the initial video, the 4K version underneath that, and then he commented that piece below our tweet on the animatronic eye. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's a nice little detail to learn there. And Colin did do a fantastic video.
I know. I need to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
It's really, it's really good. It's nothing too in depth, but it gives like a good outline of the video. But yeah, this is fantastic. I love this thing so much. I really like, this is Colin's son. If anybody was wondering, this little redhead kid that is on the poster. He's on the poster for the movie, and he's confronting this T-Rex directly.
What a baller.
So, and his son was also in Jurassic World in the petting zoo area, riding something like that. But this like, I love the beginning portion, the 65 million years ago thing, but I'm here for the stampede through the movie theater, through the drive-in.
I am. As I've said before, I think for Jurassic to work, you have to suspend your disbelief in a lot of different ways. So let's talk about those ways. This animal is stampeding through a Midwest town, and there's not tornado sirens warning people to get out of the way. Like animal control or Fish and Wildlife didn't like call whoever's in charge of that alarm to just, hey, take cover. Because we are chasing a
tornado. Are there tornadoes in Oregon? I don't know.
Oh, is this in Oregon? I mean, still, but like
the Pacific Northwest, right? So,
but still, you have to have like some kind of alert system. In Michigan, it's sirens for tornadoes. We got the sirens that go off. I feel like even though dinosaurs aren't a normal occurrence, you hear those sirens, and that's kind of like, hey, go home, kind of thing. I feel like every state has to have a version of that. Also find it crazy that like a lot of these people don't hear the people screaming around them, and they're just like making out, watching a movie. They don't have earbuds in, they don't have music cranked, and this thing's roaring, and no one pays attention. But again, it's all just in the fun of what this can be. Dude, it's awesome, man. It's awesome.
I'm trying to find the moment here. Let's see, where was it? There was those people that were discussing something. There they are. I had made
these people.
I had made the jokes. Where was the tweet? I just want to make sure I give credit to the original person there. But I had basically said that this is the Amber Society. So it was Hannah at Jurassic World on Twitter had said, me and who? And I just basically said, oh no, that's the Amber Society.
Dude, it's so funny. Like, yeah, these three are just sitting there having a very calm discussion, watching a cartoon commercial for popcorn. Like, the movie is not like, it's not like an action movie, right?
Yeah.
They're watching this
Nothing's on.
popcorn. Yeah, nothing's on, and there is this dinosaur that historically shakes the ground when it walks, just
They're fine. They're just eating some popcorn.
mowing on people like in the background, and they don't flip. They no. Oh, okay. Like they don't
So
turn
funny.
around.
I don't care how much suspension of disbelief I need for this. I love this sequence so much. I
And
love
look at
every shot is just like, incredible. And especially if you watch which I have the ProRes copy, which is like incredibly detailed and huge. It is so amazing to look at this sequence.
what's the Pro. Explain to me. Is it not 4K?
It's just I don't know what it is considered, but I just have it downloaded on my computer from the I don't know,
the internet.
Yeah, the internet. But no, it was from like their press kit sites and stuff like that.
Oh,
so,
cool. Okay.
But it is awesome. And yes, it's a little silly that like this Rex can just like get off of their radar. Okay, so this has closed captioning. I don't see it. You see it? Settle down, kid. You can't run forever. And they just like, that's it. They're just terrible at catching this thing. So
I just don't believe like that to me. That to me is the hardest part of all of this is that like
we've gone over that so many times about like it's impossible. It seems impossible that they could lose this many dinosaurs and not have them captured. Nobody would kill them. I don't know, but that's but I don't care. I think it's still
we got to just go for
a beautiful moment and really, really fun. And I actually this was different than the one we saw in theaters. So this ending portion is not the same. Once the
logo.
No, so the Rex at this point, the Rex is leaving the drive-in, and right when it picks up its foot, that's the end of the version that we saw in theaters.
Okay.
From this point on in theaters, it was basically a clip show of like a mosasaur jumping out. I don't even know other things. I think there was like a Gallimimus at nighttime. There was another shot from Battle at Big Rock of the Allosaurus. So there was different things that popped up. So I was like, oh, this is brand new stuff that we're seeing. Brand new footage of the forest at night and a few guys in a helicopter. So really nothing much, but I was like, oh, this is very cool that we're seeing some new content here. So no more dinosaur footage, but at least some new content, outside of what was in theaters. But also a big thing to note is that there is actually music under it this time that is brand new. Like all this music that you're hearing specifically in this new portion, the current day portion, is all brand new Michael Giacchino score. In theaters, it was just a track from Fallen Kingdom that was under there. So now we've got brand new score and it sounds brilliant. So really, really excited about that.
So the big question, is this the first 5 minutes of the movie?
It's not in the movie. None of this.
You sure about that?
Positive.
Okay.
Yep, they've said it's not in the movie. So.
Oh, there's an actual answer. Bummer. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not in the movie. None of this is going to be in the movie. Expect the movie to open up the exact way that me and Aaron planned it to. So that's what I'm thinking.
No, I guess the discussion is it's not really worth having at this point. I was going to say, well, how disappointing would it be if this literally was like the intro sequence and they just gave it to everyone? And part of me was like, they put this online because they made a decision to have this not be the opening of the film.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if this was going to be the opening of the film, they would have left it as a theater only thing.
I think it's not unheard of. That happens quite often where you do get the first 5-10 minutes of a movie online, but it's usually like within a week or two of the movie coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
Not 6 months ahead of time. So they had basically said that they spent so much time in the hotel that they ended up coming up with new content, which makes me excited because I'm like, well, maybe it's content between like the original people and some of the new people and stuff. So hopefully that's the case. But they decided to put this out online instead. It's basically Battle at Big Rock like part 2. It's the second edition.
That's awesome. And I hope that all this stuff, man,
cool.
I would love if on the DVD, if you could stream these things in order Like, I would love to like boot up the DVD and it's like, what do you want to watch? Do you want to watch the movie or do you want to watch like the quote extended version, right? And it's Battle at Big Rock, this, and then the movie, but like edited maybe in a way that doesn't have credits like every 30 seconds. You say they were stuck in the hotel. Brad, I think it's my dream to be stuck in a hotel with nothing but Jurassic Park people.
I know.
Like, can you imagine if you and me and the entire fandom had millions of dollars and camera equipment and a VFX crew? Can you imagine just like, it's like, well, you guys are stuck in this hotel together for 8 months. Like, oh my gosh, the things that we could do.
Mm-hmm.
We're not professionals. Like, professionals were given this opportunity.
Yeah,
man, I'm excited.
I really hope that that there's footage. You know, I hope that somebody at all times was filming. If there was not anybody filming this hotel, you know, extended stay, then that's just a huge missed opportunity. You know, to miss out on all the good stuff. You know that's potentially going on there. It's, you know, it's an unprecedented thing. I mean, this was at the start of COVID and everything, and this is like the first major production, and there needs to be some sort of documentation. So I hope they really did. But you know, if they didn't, that's just such a bummer.
Yeah,
but
but
anyway,
I'm so excited.
Prologue was awesome.
I only heard one person complain about this prologue, and I immediately dismissed it because I had a billion other people write me going like, "Oh my gosh, that was awesome!" What
were they saying? Like the scale was off or anything?
No, they were just like, my friend was like, she was like, animation looks cheap. What?
Okay.
Did you? Yeah, like exactly.
Friends.
I think I'm thinking of the Oviraptor, and I'm like, cheap.
Okay. Well, that's it.